In the village of Olorun, where the earth was rich and the rivers ran deep, lived Ayo, a humble farmer with strong hands and a heart full of dreams. From the moment he saw Adunni, the weaver's daughter, by the river, he knew his heart belonged to her. She was beautiful, not just in the way the sun kissed her skin, but in the way she laughed, soft and full of life, like the first drops of rain after a long dry season. Ayo would watch her from afar, carrying clay pots of water on her head, her hips swaying like the rhythm of the village drums. One evening, as she filled her pot, Ayo walked up to her. "Adunni, do you ever wonder if the river listens to our hearts?" She smiled, tilting her head. "Why do you ask?" "Because each time I come here I feel it leading me to you." Their love grew quickly, like the wildflowers that bloomed after the rains. They stole moments by the river, whispered dreams beneath the great baobab tree, and promised to spend their lives together. But love was never simple. When Ayo went to ask for her hand, Baba Ola, her father, sat silent for a long time before he spoke. "You are a good man, Ayo, but love alone does not fill a home. If you want my daughter, you must prove you can care for her. 10 bags of yam, 2 goats, and a roll of my finest cloth." Ayo swallowed hard. He had nothing close to that. But he would not give up. "I will return with everything you ask," he said. With only a weak old canoe and a heart full of determination, he set out for the big town, where traders bought yams for a high price. The journey was long, and the river was angry that season. Storms rolled in with little warning, and the waters raged. Days passed, then weeks. The villagers whispered, "Ayo has abandoned her. Perhaps he found another woman in the big town." Adunni refused to believe it. She waited by the riverbank each evening, staring at the horizon, whispering his name like a prayer. Then, one morning, a traveler arrived with news. "Ayo is gone," the man said. "His canoe overturned in the storm. The river took him." At first, Adunni did not speak. She simply walked away, her face blank, her soul hollow. That evening, she returned to the river, the place where they met, where they dreamed, where she last saw him disappear into the distance. She stepped into the water, the cold wrapping around her ankles, then her waist. The villagers shouted, begged her to stop. She did not turn back. She walked deeper, and as the water swallowed her, she let out one final whisper his name. The river never gave back either of them. Now, when the rains come to Olorun, the villagers listen to the wind. They say if you stand by the river at night, you will hear Ayo still calling for Adunni, his voice lost in the rushing water. But the wind carries no answer, only the sorrowful wail of a love drowned by fate, forever trapped in the endless embrace of the river.